Today on Judge Faith. What starts out as a friendly dog running loose in the neighborhood causes these two neighbors no love lost.
When he's not at home, his dog jumps his gate and gets out his yard.
Why doesn't he call on every loose dog?
And yelling and throwing rocks are not the only sticks and stones that start to fly.
Tell me about the gun.
I keep a BB gun behind my door. I get the BB gun out from behind the door. I hold it like this.
You have a BB gun. It's not real. Someone else doesn't know it's not a real gun. You think you're on Law and Order, don't you?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I can tell you watched Law and Order before you came to court today, but you were like, I need to get ready.
I like court shows.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Robert Sheddick says his neighbor constantly complained about his dog, then got angry and threw a rock at his door. He's suing for the cost to replace the door. Defendant Brad Rucker says he threw the rock out of frustration and his neighbor pushed him to his limits, so he feels he owes nothing.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Sheddick versus Rucker.
Thank you, Barbara. Robert Sheddick,
Yes.
you were suing the defendant Brad Rucker
Yes.
for $236 for the cost of a security door at your home you say he broke.
That's correct.
And you were countersuing, sir, for $100 for harassment.
Yes.
Okay, so I understand from reading the complaint and answer that the two of you are neighbors,
That's correct.
and you live in the city of Phoenix, Arizona?
That's also correct.
Okay, why don't we start from the beginning and tell me what's going on here?
On September 2013, Brad Rucker and his father moved into a home on my street. In the same month, I had my first encounter with Brad outside my home. He came up to me yelling at me about my dog, also using profanity and acting in a threatening manner. So I refused to engage with Brad Rucker at that time. Later in October, I also had...
I told you to get your dog?
Excuse me, sir.
I apologize, Your Honor.
You address me, not the
apologize, Your Honor.
plaintiff, okay?
The
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Labrador. I have a picture of him if you'd like to see.
Sure. That's
As
your
you can
lab.
see, he's a yellow lab. I've had him since he was 4 months old. He's 6 years old now.
Beautiful.
Thank you. He's a very nice dog. I spent a lot of time socializing and training him.
Okay.
So I was in my yard with my dog. Brad came to me approaching from the street, yelling at me about my dog and telling me how my dog had gotten out of my yard and was apparently barking at him. And he was acting in a threatening manner, so I refused to engage with him.
What do you mean by acting in a threatening manner?
Well, he was cursing at me, using profanity.
What was he saying to you?
Effing dog,
Get your dog?
get your effing dog.
Well, had your dog been out?
At times, other than when I take him on a walk, I keep him inside the yard. I do walk him off leash in the alleyways around my home, and there's a small park area. It's sort of secluded because our neighborhood is located next to a quarry and a landfill. But if I'm out on the street, I use a leash. And when he's inside the yard, he's definitely contained.
Okay, but you're saying that his dog had gotten out. What happened?
From the beginning, his dog's been out many times. His dog when he's not at home, his dog jumps his gate and gets out his yard. The first time his dog got out the yard, yes, I did go down there and curse at him and keep his dog out of the yard because I got a 5-year-old daughter. I got a pit bull. She was in heat. His dog keeps coming. He got a male dog. I asked him nicely the first time. That was the first time. The second time, I did curse at him. The third time, his dog almost bit my daughter in my yard.
Okay, so had your dog gotten out multiple times and he's talked to you about this multiple times?
I'd just like to address one issue.
Well, no, I want you to answer the question.
Okay.
Has your dog gotten out of your yard multiple times?
It's possible that my dog has gotten out.
What do you mean by it's possible? Did he talk to you on more than one occasion about your dog getting out of your yard?
I remember 3 specific occasions.
That's what he just testified to, 3 specific occasions.
My dog does not generally leave the yard
Okay,
without
I'm not
supervision.
asking you about generally. I'm asking you specifically on more than one occasion. You don't think he's making it up, do you? Your dog is jumping the fence, getting out of your yard?
It's possible that this happened.
Go ahead, sir.
One issue I wanted to address, he says his dog's in heat, but my dog is neutered. I got my dog from the Maricopa shelter. They don't let you adopt dogs without them having been spayed or
Okay,
neutered.
but that's not the real issue. The real issue is your dog cannot get out of your yard. Does his dog get out of his yard?
Yes.
Oh, when? You didn't say that in your complaint.
It wasn't part of the complaint because the complaint is regarding the damage to the door. That's a specific incident. I do have proof that his dog has exited his yard.
Okay. The first time that he comes to you and he tells you your dog is getting out, what do you do? Do you do anything to try to secure your yard at that point?
I did do some minor repairs to my fence to just shore it up. I've never seen my dog jump the fence. He's a little heavy. He doesn't normally jump the fence, and I've never seen him do it. Mm-hmm. It is possible he jumps it when I leave. I don't have any knowledge of that.
Okay. Did anyone else, any other neighbors complain to you about your dog being out?
No other neighbors have complained to me about my dog. My neighbors' children really like playing with my dog. They're 5,
Have they
6
seen
years
your
old.
dog out of your yard?
Have they seen him out?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge.
When I ask you a question and you repeat the question to me, that just makes me think you're trying to stall and come up with an answer. You don't know if other neighbors have seen your dog out in the neighborhood.
They haven't mentioned to me, no.
Okay.
His next door neighbor even complained to me about his dog getting out. His next door neighbor, the same neighbor he's talking about with his kids, is getting out. He says his dog doesn't bite. Every dog bites. If the dog don't know you, it gets scared, it bites you. I tried to tell him this countless times.
Why are they complaining to him and not to me? On January 5th, approximately 9 a.m., I was inside. My dog had exited the dog door that I have in my house, presumably to use the restroom as he does in the morning. I heard him barking outside as he does at strangers who walk down the street. After that, after
Was
the
the
barking...
dog in your yard?
Yes.
Okay.
After I hear the barking, I hear a loud bang on my door. And I get up immediately to see what it is. I open the door and I see that there's a large hole in the bottom of my screen door and a rock on my porch. And standing out there on the street is Brad Rucker, and he's yelling at me about my dog.
What was he yelling?
He's like, you better come out of your house and talk to me about this dog issue.
Where was your dog at that time?
In my yard.
In the fenced-in, enclosed yard?
That's right.
Okay. So he throws a rock and there's a big hole in your screen door.
That's correct. I have
What do you
pictures.
do?
I tell him, you're going to have to pay for that. We're having some kind of yelling competition at this point because he's standing on the street. I'm on my porch in my doorway. I'm saying, you have to pay for my door. Brad ignores me and says that we have to talk about the dog. We don't need to talk about the dog because the dog's in the fence. It's perfectly legal to keep my dog in my fence.
Coming up on Judge Faith, things get dangerous between these neighbors.
Tell me about the gun.
I keep a BB gun behind my door because I live in a, some might call it a ghetto. I hold it like this, and I say, you don't want to come over here.
He was like, you don't want no problem with me, and flashed his little BB gun.
I was just protecting myself.
Plaintiff Robert Shattuck says his neighbor caused damage to his door and doesn't want to pay to replace it. Defendant Brad Rucker says that he offered to fix only the damaged section of the door, while the plaintiff wants an entire new door.
Tell me about the BB gun.
I keep a BB gun behind my door because I live in a, not a glamorous neighborhood. As I mentioned, there is a quarry to the west with a large, it's just a big hole in the ground. And to the north is a landfill. And then past the landfill is the Salt River, which is a large, dry riverbed. It's not an ideal location. Some might call it a ghetto.
Your Honor?
I keep the BB gun there because I never trained myself to fire a firearm, but I happen to have this BB gun from teenage years, and I thought, this thing looks like a rifle. If I'm ever in danger, I might be able to use this to scare someone away.
So you pull your BB gun, and what do you do?
This is after Brad Rucker places his hand on my front porch after threatening to come over and beat me up.
What do you do?
I get the BB gun out from behind the door. I hold it like this, by the muzzle. And I say, "You don't want to come over here." And that's it.
The day in question, Your Honor, I did go down to his house. I yelled for him to come outside to talk to me about the dog.
Why?
He wouldn't come out.
Why did you go down to his house?
His dog was down in my yard. My daughter almost got bit. His dog was in my yard, not on the street, in my yard. My 5-year-old daughter was playing in the yard, in the backyard at the time. I come outside of my front door and see his dog. I runs him off. I follows him down the street to his house. I get to the house, I'm yelling for him to come outside. He wouldn't come out. I grabbed a rock 2 to 3 inches and shot it at his door. It hit his door. It made a little hole in the screen. He comes out, I was like, "Yo, man, either get your dog or we're gonna have problems." He was like, "You don't want no problem with me," and flashed his little BB gun.
Did you know it was a BB gun?
Your Honor, I have a CCW. I had a 45 on me at the time. I didn't pull it on him at the time because, honestly, look at him.
Did you know that gun was a BB gun?
I didn't know that was a BB gun.
Because, you know, a lot of these BB guns look real. They look realistic. So when you see he pulls his weapon of choice, what do you do at that time?
I started to pull my gun, but my father stopped me because I didn't know if it was a real gun or not. But apparently my father knew it was a BB gun.
And where was the dog at that point?
It was in his yard.
How did the dog get back in his yard? Did you see it?
It jumped the gate.
It jumped the gate, get back in the yard?
He get back in his yard. Our gates in Arizona is like 2 to 3 feet high. Any dog, no matter how big it is, can jump that gate.
It's at least 3 feet high.
Any dog can jump a gate at 3 feet.
So did you see the dog go back and jump the gate to get back in the yard?
I ran him home, yes. I seen him actually jump the gate and get back in his yard. I called the police. You know, we all call the police.
Wait, you called the police?
My wife did, yes.
Why?
Because he flashed a BB gun, or a gun, period. I said it was a gun.
If you pull a gun, people don't know it's a BB gun. Did you know he had a concealed carry permit and he was carrying a gun?
You know, after...
No. Did you know he was carrying a gun? Because
no.
I'm trying to tell you something. You have a BB gun. It's not real. Someone else doesn't know it's not a real gun. So if you pull out a BB gun, someone thinks you have a real gun. You can't protect yourself. You cannot protect yourself from a real gun with a BB gun. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It was the best I could do.
Let me see the screen.
That wouldn't have ended the situation. You would have come over and engaged me physically.
Have I ever?
Stop talking.
Have I
Listen,
ever?
hey, don't talk to each other.
Your Honor, that's wrong. That's wrong.
What do you mean?
Like I said, the rock was 2 to 3 inches. That looked like a brick went through that.
It was about the size of a small brick.
Do you have a photo of the rock that was
No, I
thrown
don't.
through the door?
I thought the photo of the damage would be sufficient.
Your Honor, that was kicked in to open that hole up.
It was not kicked in.
Stop. Did you tamper with the hole at all?
I can explain why the hole looks a little different. A few months later, earlier this year, someone dropped off a German Shepherd in my neighborhood. I don't know where this dog came from. It looked like someone had been using her for breeding, but she was lost, and she made friends with my dog very quickly. So I decided to bring her in and give her some food and give her a bath. She seemed friendly enough. Then that evening, she messed in the living room. So I put her outside so I could clean it. When I put the German Shepherd outside, she wanted to come back in. And she wanted to come in so badly, she was attempting to break in through the door. And there happened to be this hole there, which was large enough for her to stick her head inside. If you can see on the bottom of that picture, it's all roughed up. She was grabbing onto this with her teeth and trying to pull the screen apart. When I heard this racket going outside, I knew I couldn't keep her. So then I had to, unfortunately, take her to the Maricopa shelter.
So the evidence you've submitted of the screen door has been tampered with since he threw the rock in the screen door.
It's damages that occurred as a result of the previous damage.
And in addition to the German Shepherd that tried to stick her head into the screen door. Okay, I understand.
The photo
I
there
understand.
contains the original damage as well.
Yes.
I don't see how that's possible.
No. We've already. I know what happened with the screen door.
Okay, because he also have a doggy door that his dog goes in and out. That the dog in question he talk about can go in and out also.
I had not trained that German Shepherd to use that dog door.
Hey. Are the two of you still neighbors?
Yes.
Good luck with that.
Hey, I don't speak to him.
I don't interact with him.
That.
Coming up, Judge Faith reminds these two that we no longer settle scores like we did in the old days.
This could have gotten real ugly real fast.
True indeed, Your Honor. But like I said,
I know you're in Arizona, but it is not the Wild Wild West.
Plaintiff Robert Sheddick says his neighbor owes him for a new door after throwing a rock. Defendant Brad Rucker says he should only have to pay for the damage section, not the entire door.
Have you ever called animal control?
all the time.
Has animal control been called on your dog?
Yes. This is what prompted my suit. In September of this year, there was a monsoon. And the monsoon caused damage to my fence, knocking over a portion of it, and my dog escaped, unfortunately. And fortunately, they did find my dog, and I believe that the defendant called animal shelter on my dog.
You called the animal
Yes,
shelter?
because it was outside down the street by my house again.
There are a large number of dogs that just run around the neighborhood, including a pack of feral
Okay,
dogs
but you have
that
to
live
stop.
in the
You have
quarry.
to stop. Let me tell you something. In this jurisdiction, your dog can't be out without a leash. So if he called animal control and they picked the dog up, they didn't get the dog from inside of your yard. They got it because it was out of your yard without a leash.
Why is he
So
calling?
he didn't do. Listen. You may not like that he called animal control, but that's what some people are going to do that when they see loose dogs in the neighborhood.
Why doesn't he call on every loose dog?
Listen.
Can I try, Your Honor?
No, you can't.
I would like to ask if Mr. Rucker kept any of those supposed notes that I left.
You don't have to worry about that. It's not relevant.
Okay.
To me, in my mind, it's not a big deal. You think you're on Law and Order, don't you?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
I know. Listen, I can tell you watched Law and Order before you came to court today, but you were like, I need to get ready.
I like court shows.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
And now, Judge Faith rules.
I think it's going to be more cost-effective to just replace the screen door versus having a new screen and trying to get a new screen welded to the door.
It was
in
wrong.
In turn, you were wrong for what you did because you let your anger get the best of you and you threw a rock and it damaged his property. I would also advise you, sir, if you were going to pull out a perceived gun on someone, you better be prepared to use it because you never know when someone else could be packing. I know you're in Arizona, but it is not the Wild Wild West.
Nowadays, it seems like it is.
I do not find that him asking you to repair the screen door was sufficient enough for you to be monetarily compensated for harassment. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff, $236.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Today on Judge Faith, this club owner tries to break the chains of misfortune.
Club 270 is in Ferguson, Missouri. We having financial problems now.
And so he says, man, I'm about to put chains on this club.
And a high school friend puts his neck on the line to help.
This is $8,000 necklace. He wears it when he's on the gigs, playing in the band, and he's pawning it for you?
In America, people invest in their hope. Their hope.
But public threats turn the dream into dread.
You say he owes you money.
Right.
You're obviously upset with him.
Right.
And the next thing I know, you're writing dead men walking on his Facebook page.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff William Collier says he pawned his valuable necklace to keep his high school friend's nightclub open. He is seeking $3,200 for the unpaid loan and emotional suffering. Defendant Charles Hamilton claims the money was an investment, and the plaintiff threatened him on social media. He's countersuing for $2,000 for emotional stress and harassment.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Collier versus Hamilton.
Thank you, Barbara. William Collier,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are suing the defendant Charles Hamilton
Yes, Your Honor.
for $3,200 for an unpaid loan and pain and suffering.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you are countersuing, sir, for emotional stress and harassment for $2,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll start with you, Mr. Collier. How do you know Mr. Hamilton?
Well, at one point in time, we were in high school together at one point in time.
Okay, what city are you from?
St. Louis.
Okay.
We hadn't seen each other in a number of years, and we were, at a club at this particular point in time, so we were doing some catching up. And
When was that?
This was back in March of 2014. And as we were talking, he started telling me that we were talking about some mutual friends and everything. And so he says to me, I own a club. And I said, okay, and so I tell him, I said, I have a band. And at this point in time, we start talking about, well, maybe my band could play.
What kind of band do you have?
I have a jazz, R&B, and blues band.
Okay.
And
What's the name of it?
Ambition. And so.
Do you own a club, sir, in the St. Louis area?
Club 270, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's called Club 270?
Club 270.
Where's that name come from?
That comes from Highway 270.
Oh, okay. So you can just get off the highway and go right to the club. That's what
Right.
you're saying? All right.
Yeah.
How long have you owned the
Familiar
club?
highway since 2011.
Okay. And what kind of club is it?
We have bands, we have dancing, we have artists from around the country come there. And recently we started having problems, okay? And
You mean financial problems?
Yes.
Okay.
And what had happened was I talked with William, and he had a band, a new band, by the way.
Was it new to you or just new?
No, it was new to
to
St.
him.
Louis.
Okay.
It was new to St.
this
Louis.
guy right here. He had not. We had not met each
sir.
other.
It was
Hold on a
new
second.
to St. Louis. The
Okay.
band was new to St. Louis. Now, we gave them the opportunity to play there. Club 270, the hottest club in St. Louis. Gave the band.
You have to say so yourself.
Gave the band the opportunity to play there.
Okay.
All on the strength that he was my high school friend. So, Club 270 is in Ferguson, Missouri. I know that a lot of people know about Ferguson, Missouri.
Right, because of the
Okay?
Michael Brown
And
shooting.
It's a very, very, excuse me, Your Honor, racist city. Okay, we could get 600 people in there, up and down, packed all the time, but the city didn't like that. They didn't like that. So after talking with William, I said, well, William, I'm gonna let you deal with the club, but we're having financial problems now. Now, they want me to open it back up. Now, I told...
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on. Let me let you interject here. Because this case is about your club was, you were having some financial
Right.
problems,
Yes, ma'am.
and he said
Yes,
he
ma'am.
loaned you money to help the club out.
Getting to the point of me financially getting with this guy. We meet in March. We go through March. I'm checking out the band, checking out his club and everything. They have a few things going on at the club. But at the same token, he comes to me and says, William, can you ride with me out to this golf course to talk to the guy who he pays his rent to? So I'm saying to him, I said, well, no problem. So we go on this particular day, we ride out to this golf course. And when we get to the golf course, he starts speaking to this guy about, the exchanging of money and carrying on. And the guy walks off. They had a heated argument. And the guy walks off. He walks over to me and said, William, please go talk to this guy for me. Okay, I go over, I start talking to the guy. We sit on a golf cart on a golf course at the particular time. And he says, William, how do you know this guy? I said, well, we're high school friends and everything. And so he says, man, I'm about to put chains on this club.
Because
and
this
close
guy's
it.
telling you he owes him money.
He owes him money. And so at this point in time, I says, I'll see what I can do as far as helping Charles out.
And so did you do that?
So what I did, after I talked to this particular person, I came and I talked to Charles and I told him, I said, look, man, if I do this for you, I got to pawn my necklace in order to do this. Because
Well, how much money are we talking about?
we're talking about $1,200.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I have a necklace, all right? This ain't no joke. You see what I'm saying? I have an $8,000 necklace, okay?
Okay.
3.5 carat, okay?
Barbara, can I see that, please? Oh, well,
Finished in platinum, okay? With rings and okay, to
Wow,
match,
this is nice.
okay? I bought it as a set, okay? So, when I tell this guy I'm gonna loan him this money, we have an oral agreement at this
So
point.
I'm just curious, when do you wear this?
When do I wear it?
Yeah.
When I'm playing.
Oh, you're playing in the bed? Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? See, we got...
So you have a certain look you're going for when you're
We
in
got
the
the
band?
best
Okay.
band, and a lot of these guys are playing with different people and things
So
like
what
that.
you're saying is Club 270 was not your big break?
Not by a long shot.
Okay.
Coming up, what happens when the hope to be repaid becomes a distant dream?
In America, people invest in their hope.
Oh
Their
my God.
hope. Their hope is to get a return
All right, Mr.
on their
Hamilton.
investment.
All right.
Plaintiff William Collier says he pawned his valuable necklace to keep his high school friend's nightclub open. He's suing for the unpaid loan and emotional suffering. Defendant Charles Hamilton claims the money was just an investment gone bad. He's countersuing for emotional stress and harassment.
So the first engagement we played there went well. We had a nice turnout and everything.
Not
Money
really.
went well, paid the
Not
band, and everything was okay.
How much were you paid for the first time?
It was in all $600.
Okay.
We paid the band, so the next following week we were supposed to play. The second week we were supposed to play, the club was sabotaged by some guy he says owns the club. And
What do you
so
mean by sabotage?
the sprinkler system and security system was tore. Whatever happened, the fire marshal closed the club.
Right.
What
He
happened to
hired-
the sprinkler system?
One of the subordinate partners wanted to basically sabotage the club because we had changed the checking accounts and he didn't have access to the accounts.
Now, you say the club is sabotage. You can't play on that particular
That following
night.
Sunday, I cannot play. Okay, but the thing was this right here. Before all of this happened, I get in the car at him at the golf. I'm telling him I have to pawn my necklace.
Because that's how
We
you're
have
gonna get
We have an
$1,200.
oral agreement at this point. So to my detriment, I pawn my necklace on the oral agreement that I'm having from him to say he'll pay me my money.
Okay, so you go to the pawn shop or somebody you know
I pawned my necklace to a friend of mine
for $1,200.
for $1,200. $100 and incurred $100 fees a month that I told him about.
That's kind of
prior
a
to-
big deal for somebody to do, pawn their, I mean, this is $8,000 necklace. He wears it when he's on the gigs, playing in the band, and he's pawning it for you? That's
No,
kind of a...
Your Honor, I agree with that. It's a big deal, but you have to understand, in America, there is what you call the greatest class of people, and that is investors. Sometimes your investment does not pan out. You fall down, you brush yourself back up and get back up.
Because you're saying the money he gave you was an investment.
Was an investment.
Not a loan.
Now, had he gained money okay, from that investment, would we be here today? No, I think not. Because not only would he have gotten $1,200,
Oh, man.
he would have, Your Honor, got 100% of the door.
But your club got shut down.
But the times that he did play, he got 100% of the door.
Go ahead, sir, because he's saying, you're saying it wasn't, you okay? You,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine, Your Honor.
All right, you're saying it was an investment. He's saying it was a loan. I want you to finish telling me the
Why would I-
conversation.
Right.
Tell me. This is what I want. Here's
Okay.
what I want to know. When you gave him that $1,200, when you had the conversation with him about the money, tell me specifically what you say he said in terms of when he would pay you back.
2 months to pay me back my money, whether in increments, all at once, or whatever. At the end of 2 months, I demanded my money. I said, Charles, I need my $1,200, dude.
And what did he say?
He's like giving me the runaround now because...
Okay, so Mr. Hamilton, did he come to you after 2 months and say, I need my money back?
Yes.
Okay.
He not only told it to me, he told it on Facebook.
Well, what did you say when he asked you about the $1,200? What did you say? Well, this was an investment? Did you tell him that?
Yes, I told him that other people invest in businesses. See, I'm a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
People invest in business.
Sir, I remember the American dream. You've already told me all about
I'm telling you about this particular thing, though. People invest in their hope.
Oh,
their
my God.
Their hope is to get a return.
All right, Mr.
on their
Hamilton.
investment.
All right.
Now,
sir,
Your Honor.
Sir, stop. Do you have any proof that this was a loan,
I
sir?
have text messages showing that this guy has said in his own text messages he owes me this money. Can you please give
I don't
this to
deny that, Your Honor.
I know you don't.
never denied that that he put money up.
and in the
I have
process-
never
I know,
denied
sir.
that.
You're saying that he was investing in the hope and the dream.
Right.
And it was not a loan.
And
I
sometimes
understand.
those hope and dreams don't pan out. But, Your Honor, if the person that you are investing, if the person or the endeavor that you're investing in is truly attempting to make good on not only your investment, but for the customers that come to the wonderful Club 270. I told them that you never give up. You never give up. Now, Your Honor, since May 13th, since we were closed, the city now wants me to open the club back up.
Coming up is a threatening post open to interpretation.
Charles, man, somebody put dead man walking. What's up? Whenever you say the words like dead, you better watch out.
Plaintiff William Collier says he loaned money to help his high school friend's nightclub. He's suing for the unpaid loan and emotional suffering. Defendant Charles Hamilton says the money was a risky investment that doesn't have to be repaid. He's countersuing for emotional stress and harassment.
Show me your proof, sir,
Please.
that you say this was a
Okay.
loan and not an investment.
Right. So
Show me the text
these are the
messages.
text messages.
What is your counterclaim about? You're suing for $2,000 for harassment.
Right. Your Honor, you know, since he put that on Facebook, here you go.
Put what on Facebook?
Here. Dead man walking.
What? You wrote something?
Yeah, he put it on Facebook. Now, Your Honor.
Oh, he wrote this on your Facebook page.
On my Facebook. Now, my Facebook, I don't have a lot of people.
Let's look at that
I
on
have
the flat
only
screen.
686 people.
Friends.
Friends on Facebook. Whenever you say the words like dead, and to a person that has a certified gun, then you put those two together, and you better watch out.
What do you think he's going to think when he sees dead men walking on his Facebook page?
Your Honor, he was in
It's a
my
threat.
car. He was in my car 3 times after that.
Sir, I'm
So
asking you a question.
He didn't have no fear for his life. I've never
How do
threatened
you,
this
you
man
don't
in
know
my
that?
life.
You don't know that.
Because I've never threatened this man. He's never called the police
No,
on
dead
me.
man walking.
Right.
Dead
I know
man
the
walking
statement
is
says
a
that,
threat.
but that's a movie. That's a movie.
Oh, so you were
You know the
referring a
movie-
movie to, you were telling him this is a good movie, you should go see
No,
it.
it's
When you
actually
wrote that
a
on his
movie, and they
Facebook
made a
page?
statement in the movie. It was a statement made in that movie about this particular situation.
Because here I have, you say he owes you money.
Right.
You're obviously upset with him.
Right.
And the next thing I know, you're writing dead man walking on his Facebook page.
Ma'am.
And that was just the words, Your Honor.
Like I said, after that particular situation, this guy actually gets in my car 3 times, goes to my mother's house, helped me clean
I'm not asking
just
what he did.
if
I'm
he was
asking about what you
fearful-
did.
If he was so fearful for his life, why would he get in the car with me? Why took him to the store to get cigarettes.
So you
What he
say you
fails
were
to realize,
harassed.
he has a problem with time. Sequences. You know, he wants to take this time and throw it all the way back here just so he could, you know, put more credits on what he's trying to say
So you're
now.
saying after he wrote dead man walking, you never got back in his car?
Your Honor, that dead man walking came about 4 weeks ago.
What?
Now, I went to help him.
No, October 15th.
Right. I went there October 15th, right?
That is about a month ago.
Right. That's the last communication, Your Honor.
That the two of you have had?
That's right. Now, Your Honor, I went to clean his mom's house because his mom had passed, unfortunately. I helped him clean his mom's house. I've been in his car, but it was previous time.
Okay, got it. So, and what else is your harassment claim based on?
This riles me up. Riles me up.
Because he was texting you or what?
Texting me. He was calling me.
So I'm just curious, if all this is going on, why not just give him back the $1,200, even if you say it was an investment at this point just to get him off of your back?
And that's why I've been paying an attorney. That's why I'm, like I told other people, and they are, one thing my problem was, Your Honor, is that he's not a seasoned investor. I can't help that. I didn't know that, Your Honor. I didn't know that, Your Honor. When you, like, if you invest in General Motors, okay, and General Motors goes bust, I mean, the shares drop substantially, and you lose your money. Then you can't go and stalk General Motors chairman and say, give me my money.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
This is what happens when you don't put things in writing. Right. You understand? Because now I'm going by the text messages, the communications that the two of you had. And he's repeatedly asking you for this $1,200, and you're repeatedly saying that you're going to give him the money. And it looks like you're making up some excuses. At one point, you say you're on bed rest.
Yeah, that's from the harassment.
Oh, you were on bed rest because he was harassing you?
Here's what I'm saying. All of this placed all kind of stuff in my mind. And
Mr. Hamilton, let me tell you, you're good, but you're not that good, all right?
Please.
My judgment in this case...
Can I have that?
Stop. You're good, but you're not that good. Okay. I believe you owe him the $1,200 for the unpaid loan, sir. On your counterclaim for emotional stress, I do not think it rises, although you were wrong for what you did, I don't think it rises to the level of him owing you monetary damages, sir. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff, $1,200 plus your court cost. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Today on Judge Faith, he was head over heels with his drinking and gambling bride.
I love her as my wife. She drank a fifth of alcohol a day. She was doing a lot of gambling at the time.
But when their so-called marriage went on the rocks, the only signature was on an unpaid car loan.
She kind of forget the part that we was married.
If he was going to be my caregiver, he didn't have no car.
So you needed someone to drive you around to different appointments.
Now, Judge Faith has to separate genuine intentions from just taking advantage.
So you're saying that he told you that story about helping take care of you and getting the car, and as soon as he got it, everything changed.
Right.
What do you have to say?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Maureen Sweeney says she took out a car loan for her ex-boyfriend while she was recovering from a stroke. She's suing for a $5,000 unpaid loan. Defendant Edward Dabney claims his ex gambled the money away, and he already paid back what he owed.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Sweeney versus Dabney.
Thank you, Barbara. Maureen Sweeney?
Yes.
You were suing the defendant, Edward Dabney, for $5,000 for an unpaid loan for a car?
Yes.
And I understand that you and Mr. Dabney used to be in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we start from the beginning and you tell me how you met Mr. Dabney?
I met Mr. Dabney back in the late 90s, early 2000. He was driving a cab. I was just getting off work. It started raining. So I just happened to flag down the cab, and he was the one. Well, in the meantime, both of us was in the cab talking, and we exchanged numbers. And so after that, we talked and we went out to dinner and stuff. So everything was fine.
That must have been one heck of a cab ride that day.
So, like I say, we dated. And after the 3rd year, he had asked me why not move into his place with him and his son. And I said, sure, fine.
So after 3 years of dating, after meeting in the taxi, you moved in together?
Yes.
Okay.
And I didn't know I had a heart problem. So I went to work one day and I collapsed in the bathroom. So they called paramedics and all of that. They revived me. On the way to the hospital again, I flatlined. So as soon as I got to the hospital, they put me in a coma to see how much brain damage I had.
So what was the problem?
I ended up having a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
I lost a little oxygen to my brain.
Were you there? Were you at the hospital with her?
Yes.
Okay.
It messed up my motor skills. So they end up taking me to a rehab so I can learn how to write again and walk again.
Let me just hear some background from you about the relationship you had with Miss Sweeney.
This is very interesting. What's so interesting about it, like, she kind of forget the part that we was married. I'm like, she forgot that part.
Oh, the two of you were married, ma'am?
We were never married. He never got the license.
Well, hold on a second. Why do you say you were married?
We was married because we had a ceremony. We had everything.
We had a ceremony.
We had 10 grooms, 10 brides.
There was
10
no
bridesmaids.
papers ever signed.
We have everything considered marriage, but some kind of way, the papers all of a sudden did get signed. Okay, that's a coincidence. She didn't mention that.
Oh, so you still think you're married?
Life. When she was flatlined at the hospital, they told me no hope, I saved her life. Okay, I kept her not pulling the plug.
How?
Because the doctor came to me and says, I don't think there's no hope. We need to make a decision right now. I said, no, keep her alive. Keep her alive. You know, because the only person can make that decision would be a husband. No boyfriend can't make that decision. A husband can make that decision. I submitted some papers. We'll start this off. I submitted some papers to the courts. Look at them.
Ma'am, what do you have to say about this? Hold on a second. Did the two of you have a wedding ceremony?
We had a wedding ceremony.
Oh, now she appears mentioning
the
that.
papers were never signed.
Okay, but just back up for a second. So, but you had every intention on being married, you're saying, and what happened with the papers?
You know what? What had happened was his side of the family was making a big commotion. Plus, it was people that was...
What year was this?
That was in...
Bet she don't even know.
Do you remember what year it was, sir?
Yeah, I remember what year it was.
What year?
It was 2006.
Okay, so just explain to me. So in 2006, you have a wedding ceremony. You think you're married.
Yes.
When did you say you found out the paperwork wasn't signed?
No, he told me one day me and him had an argument.
When was that?
I can't remember when it was.
Do you remember?
Yes, I remember, because it never happened. I never told her that. So I went to the courts and found out it wasn't.
When did you find out?
About 4 years later.
2010, you find out that the papers were never signed.
Exactly.
And so you thought you were married all that time, ma'am?
Until, like I said, we had an argument,
she didn't thought
and he
nothing.
sat up there and said, well, you know we're not married. And so it was like, that right there, it hurted me bad.
Coming up, did good times lead to big troubles?
And we just started having major problems. She started just being very violent, fighting with me.
The little boy told me, yeah, we should have pulled the plug on you.
Did your 6-year-old overhear you saying something about pulling the plug on her?
Plaintiff Maureen Sweeney says her ex-lover owes her for a car loan. Defendant Edward Dabney says he made payments all along and owes nothing.
How did you find out that this marriage wasn't actually legit?
She told me that. She told me the papers wasn't signed. And I said, what? I said,
Let me see
I
the
don't
photos
believe
you
it.
submitted to the court.
He's the one that planned the whole marriage.
Okay, are these wedding photos or honeymoon photos or?
That's just a vacation we
That's
went
a vacation we went on after we got married.
Okay.
Look at the ring.
And there
See
is
the
a ring.
rings?
I see the ring.
See the rings on there? Oh, we so happy. We are just so happy. That's a happy couple. Look
Next
at that.
photo.
That's just one picture. Look at the other picture. Oh, that's when we was dating.
So what happened? So let's go back to, you say you were in the hospital, and that's when the problem started after you got out of the hospital.
When I got out of the hospital, he was telling everybody, don't pick me up, don't take me nowhere. He would be the one to do it.
Because you needed somebody to drive you around
Right,
at that time.
and I said, you know what, you're playing with my health. The thing about, you're married. And then he'd turn around and say, you know we're not really married. Why don't you just go on and get out of here? You know? So a lot of that just kept building and building.
So there were just a bunch of things that built up over time.
Built
And
up.
after you got out of the hospital, it was just not working out for you.
It wasn't. And like I said, I had a heart problem. I didn't need no more stress on me.
So that's when you decide to leave.
That's when I decided to get what I can and leave.
And what do you say happened?
That's not true. When she wanted to get out the hospital, she was not supposed to get out from the rehab at that time. She wanted to get out because she wanted to go drink. The reason why she had a heart problem because she stayed drunk all the time, Your Honor. She drank a fifth of alcohol a day. A fifth. I'm not lying. God take me away from me right now. She drank a fifth of alcohol a day. Ain't gonna drink it, it won't be drunk. Ain't gonna really drink it.
Were you drinking a fifth of alcohol?
And then she wanted to get home. She wanted to come home so quick.
Did you have a drinking problem, or do you?
No. I would come home and
Your
I'd have
Honor,
maybe
Your Honor,
2 or 3 drinks.
Lord, you can
But
call
you know what?
anybody in the...
I was able to come home, clean up a house, take
Yeah.
care of the 3 kids that he had custody of.
But you were drinking every day.
I was drinking every day.
Okay, but that-
but I
you don't
still,
call that a drinking
I
problem.
still went to work
Do you
every
call that a-
day.
Okay, okay. Okay, go ahead,
Your
sir.
Honor,
You.
she had a major drinking problem. Major drinking problem. It's destroyed our whole relationship. She gets to the rehab place. She want to leave earlier than they supposed to let her leave. So we had a lot of commotion with they letting her stay, and also will let her stay so she can really think about it. And the doctors and social workers can come in and talk to her and, you know, try to encourage her to stay. No, she wanted to come home and drink.
So what was the reason the two of you split up?
Because her major drinking and we just started having a major problem. She just started being very violent, want to be fighting, you know, fighting with me.
So let me ask you a question, Ms. Sweeney. Did he talk to you? Did your family members talk to you about your drinking?
No.
They never talked to you about that?
No.
Never had a conversation?
No. And I'm gonna tell you.
Do you still drink every day now?
No, I don't drink.
When did you stop drinking?
I stopped drinking in 2010.
So the two of you, things didn't work out, you move out.
Right.
But you're suing today for $5,000 you say
Right.
you loaned to Mr. Dabney.
Right.
So
and
why
I
don't you
have
tell
a
me about that?
promissory letter. He had said, okay, if you move back down here,
Where were you at the time?
I had moved back to San Francisco.
Okay, and you were still in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, when I move back down there, I'm not moving with you. I'll move into my own place.
Why did he want you to move back to Sacramento?
Because he was going to be my in-home care person. If he was going to be my caregiver, he didn't have no car.
So it sounds like the car was for both of your use.
Right.
Okay, so then you do what?
So what ended up happening is the kids that he was taking care of, I helped raise them, but the little boy had a mouth on him. And while he went into the store one day, the little boy told me, yeah, we should have pulled the plug on you. So
How old is this kid?
He was only about 6 or 7, so he would have had to hear it from an adult.
Wow.
You know.
Well, let me ask you, did your 6-year-old overhear you saying something about pulling the plug on her?
He might have heard me say something like that.
Why would you say something like that?
No, not saying like what you said, saying that they wanted to pull the plug,
Okay.
and I told them no or something.
Okay.
I wouldn't say no. I would never do nothing to hurt her. I loved her. I loved her as my wife. I loved her. I would never do nothing to hurt her. First, I had a car. My car was just broke at the time.
And you still love her today?
Yes, I loved her to death.
If he loved me.
I loved her to death.
What about now?
And I still love her.
Yeah.
I still love her.
He loved me so
I love her,
much.
but I couldn't deal with the vodka and all that, just being mean to my kids. I just couldn't deal with it. Then she started just want to be mean to me and always walking around with a frown.
This is
okay,
a
you don't
man.
need to walk around with a frown, baby. You do not need to walk around with a frown at all.
Coming up, when he got the car, did he lose the love?
She said, let's get a car.
Once he got the car, he didn't want to be bothered with me no longer.
Plaintiff Maureen Sweeney says her ex-lover owes money for a car loan. Defendant Edward Dabney says he already paid her back and owes nothing.
It was just so much with the vodka and all that, I just couldn't take it no more.
Tell me the conversation, though, about the $5,000.
Okay, I don't know what she done with $5,000. It was $2,500. She said, let's get a car, and she'll loan me the $2,500. Okay, that was fine.
But you have a promissory note, ma'am? May I see it?
Yeah, I was gonna go half with her on the car. She was gonna go half with me for us to get back and forth to doctor, to school, or whatever. But we needed a bigger car. Okay, and that was fine. But she told me, I remember she told me, well, you sign this paper or something, and I give you the $2,500. But I don't remember.
Well, it says $5,000.
Okay, I don't know.
Actually.
I don't know if that's.
Can
Can I see it?
Yes, you can. Who wrote this?
He did.
Let me see. I wrote it on a brown paper bag.
No.
So I don't know what that is. I wrote it on a brown paper bag, Your Honor. Yep.
You wrote that?
Yeah. Might just look like my signature, but I don't see where it says 1,000 plus 5,000.
No, it says $5,000. I, Edward Dabney, owe Maureen Sweeney $5,000, which will be paid by September 2011.
Okay, I don't know how. I don't know. It wasn't for. She just didn't give me $5,000 for the car. She gave me $2,500, and you might have put that on there because she was doing a lot of gambling at the time too, because she got a big settlement. So she said, "You help me pay some of this money back," and I told her I will.
Did you give him $5,000 cash?
Yes. It's on my bank statement.
Well, it says you withdrew $5,000.
Exactly.
And I gave him the $5,000.
And you say you owed her $5,000. So why do you say you didn't receive $5,000?
Okay, I didn't receive $5,000 from you.
Are you gave him the entire full amount, ma'am?
No. I did not receive $5,000 from you.
So tell me what happens. You give him money, what happens?
What ended up happening, once he got the car, he didn't want to be bothered with me no longer.
Oh, you were still in San Francisco?
No, I was still in Sacramento. So what ended up happening was the day I was getting ready to move back home, me and him got on the phone, and I said, okay, what about the money that you owe me? And
well, what do you mean by after he got the car, he didn't want to be bothered with you?
He didn't want to have nothing to do. He got his car, so he ain't got to come take me nowhere. It's just like, I don't
So you're saying that he sold you that story about helping take care of you and getting the car, and as soon as he got it, everything changed.
Right.
What do you have to say?
After all these years, come on now. We was married all these years. She didn't give me no $5,000 on top of that. She gave me $2,500. Now, if I can recall, the other part was when we gambling, because she had, like I said, got a settlement, and we was gambling, and she said, help me, give me some of this money back. And I told her, fine, I will. We're still together, Your Honor. We gave each other money all the time. I gave her money all the time.
He's using
all the
me.
time, Your Honor. Now, just for a car, a used car, come on now.
Well, did you ever pay her back any of the money you promised to pay her?
I didn't write down no note, 'cause we were still together.
So you say you did give her money
back? Yes, I gave her
back.
back
Did he?
money. Yes, I did, Your Honor.
He told me what he said was the day that I was leaving to come back to San Francisco. He said, you know what? I won't even show up at court. Better yet, I'll pay you $5 a month. And I haven't even got that yet.
Now,
I sent him a letter.
she never sent me nothing, Your
I
Honor.
sent him a letter certified. The letter was never opened. I have the letter where you can see it was never tore up.
Where's the car?
The car had to go, went back to the place, couldn't afford it no more.
What happened? So you got the car in 2011?
We got the car, we was together, yeah.
And you were paying the car notes?
Paying the car notes.
Did you stop paying the notes?
Yeah, I couldn't afford to pay it no more.
If she gave you $2,500, why didn't you pay any of that back?
We were still together, Your Honor. I was giving her money then.
Sir.
After the 4 years?
Okay, let me tell you something. This is not the courtroom of when people are still together.
Yeah.
This is a courtroom is about evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have a note that you say you wrote out saying that you owe this money.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
Clearly, you all had every intention on marrying, went through with the ceremony and everything, and it appeared there was some kind of glitch with the paperwork. You testified today about Miss Sweeney's habits with her drinking and the issues, and I think he's told some truth about that, ma'am. And I know you've denied everything that he said, but I believe him about your drinking and some of those issues that you were having. And so it kind of leads me to believe that there was an issue with this money. I'm not sure he actually received the full $5,000. He said he only received $2,500, and the other part was used for gambling. The fact is, I'm not 100% sure because there's so many different moving parts to this story, but what he does admit, he admits to owing you $2,500. I just have the impression sometimes when I sit here and I do this, I have to make a judgment call based on the people who are standing in front of me and the impressions that you're making and the credibility that I think you have based on your testimony. And for some reason, I think if he really believed he owed you $5,000 and that you gave him $5,000, I think he'd say it. Based on all of that, I'm going to order you, sir, to pay her $2,500. Half of this amount. I am not 100% convinced that you actually gave him the full $5,000 despite him signing this note. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff, $2,500. Good luck.
Today on Judge Faith, this mother says the car she bought her son was a loan.
He knows it was not a gift.
It's not about what he knows, it's about what he's saying in court today.
But Judge Faith discovers what's really driving this lawsuit.
I haven't seen my grandson.
In how long?
2 months.
There has been disrespect, verbal abuse. She even broke into our house.
It was open.
Having kids in and out of the system for half of their lives, you should know I should do something different this time around.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Norma Garcia says the car she bought her son was a loan, not a gift. She's suing for the unpaid balance of the car. Defendants Erica Argueta and Enrique Armejo claim the plaintiff told them it was a loan only after she purchased the car, so they owe nothing.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Garcia versus Armijo and Argueta.
Thank you, Barbara. Norma Garcia,
Yes.
you are suing the defendant Enrique Armejo,
Yes.
and he's your son, as I understand it?
Yes, he is.
And also Erica Argueta?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and you are, how are you related to the defendant?
I'm his girlfriend and the
Girlfriend?
mother of his child.
Okay, all right. You are suing them for $1,100, the value for an unpaid car?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we start from the beginning? What's going on between you and your son?
Okay, me and my son always had a good relationship. We would have our ups and downs, but I was always there for him, and I would do everything whenever he needed something. I tried to do my best for him to get it. I met Erica about 3-4 years ago. Everything went fine in the beginning. When I found out she was pregnant, I was very happy. A lot of joy.
Let me ask you, so how many children do you have?
I have 4.
4. And how do you fall in there, in the 4 kids? Are you the youngest?
No, I'm like the middle one, I believe.
Middle? Okay, so you have a, younger brother or sister? You have a younger siblings?
Yes, one.
One younger sibling. Okay, and you grew up with your mom in her household?
Somewhat.
What do you
Not
mean by
really.
somewhat?
I was in DCFS for about on and off for 10 years.
What does that mean?
Department of Child and Family Services.
Oh, for 10
So-
years? How old were you during that time period?
To tell you the truth, Your Honor, I can't remember my childhood, so I can't tell you for sure when we first got taken away.
So all of your kids were taken away from you, ma'am?
All 3 of them were taken away off and on.
Why?
I was doing wrong.
What was it? Was it drugs? What was going on with you?
Yeah, it was drugs and just people pointing at me and, you know.
And why were they calling? There had to be a reason.
Because they really didn't like my partners.
Do you think that they were looking out for the kids?
No, they were looking out for money.
What was going on? What do you remember?
One part that I do know is the drugs. I didn't know that my mom was doing drugs until after I went back with her. But I was of age to know what drugs was, but I didn't know that my mom was on drugs.
How old were you when you finally went back home and stayed?
It was
good?
on and off. So it was like, let's say I went back five years, and then I got taken away like 7 years, and then went back for.
I mean, because you're only 22 years old, so when he tells me for 10 years, that's almost half of his life.
Right.
He was in
the system. Yeah.
In the system. I mean, that's pretty.
They're hard.
I mean, because you start off telling me you have this good relationship, that the two of you were so close. Half of his life, he was taken away from you. Because the state deemed you to be an unfit parent.
Kind of, yeah. A lot of things.
You don't seem to grasp the gravity of that for a child.
Oh, well,
what that's like
them.
for a child to experience that.
I fought for them for 6 years. Finally, I got him back after 6 years.
Are you clean now?
Oh, yeah.
For how long?
I say 8 years.
Okay. Okay, so why are you here today? What's going on?
The reason I'm here today is Erica was pregnant. She was almost due. This was on February 2014. I had seen the car because I knew my son would need a car. In order for them to take the baby out of the hospital, they needed a car and a car seat.
You guys didn't have a car at that time?
No.
No.
Okay.
And I called Enrique, and I told Enrique, you know, I need you to come over here. He just lived just across my alley, so he wasn't that far. So he came out there, and he's like, you know, what's up? And I go, look, this car is for sale. I told the guy, okay, I want to buy it. And then he goes, Mom, he goes, thank you. He goes, I'll pay you little by little. And I go, you know what, don't worry about paying me right now. Pay me whenever you can.
Okay, and you say that he promised to pay you back and he did not.
And no,
you have a very different account of what happened, right? Okay, why don't you tell me your version?
I didn't really like it, but a car's better than nothing. So, and then I had a baby on the way. So we needed a car. She's all like, okay, I'm giving you the car, but in time, you'll pay me little by little.
So you're saying after she purchased the car, when she purchased the car, she was just buying it for you, but afterwards, then she said, I want you to pay me back.
Yes, basically,
Are you
I was
working?
in a trap. Not no more.
Okay, you don't have a job right now?
Not right now.
And what are you doing for money now?
Nothing right now, Your Honor.
You're looking for work?
Yeah, I'm looking, yes.
Do you work, ma'am?
I have a 8-month-old baby today, so I'm a stay-at-home mother.
Did you say you have a child on the way, too?
I do have a child on the way.
So you're 22 years old, you have no job, no source of income, and you have a 5-year-old, an 8-month-old, and a child on the way. Do you think that's a good decision?
I'm trying my best to get a job.
It's a lot of responsibility for a 22-year-old.
Yes, it is.
Coming up on Judge Faith, after the smoke clears.
How is she not respecting your child?
There's been too many things. Smoking.
Are you smoking around the baby?
And you don't say nothing about him smoking weed in front of your baby.
Excuse me?
Judge Faith lights up the truth.
You have to respect a mother's wishes with how she wants her child to be taken care of if you're visiting or if they're visiting you.
Yes.
That's it.
Plaintiff Norma Garcia says her son refuses to make payments on a car she bought him. Defendants Erica Argueta and Enrique Armejo say the plaintiff told them the car was a gift to help them with their baby.
What is the relationship like between the two of you?
There is no relationship. There has been too many problems. There has been disrespect. There has been verbal abuse. There has been taunting at my house where she comes to our gate because, like she said, we're right across from each other, and I had specifically asked her before not to come to our gate screaming our names or sending her children down to our gate screaming our names because it causes problems with the people in our building to where we were getting complaints about us. And we asked her to stop. She didn't
What is she
respect that.
screaming about?
All sorts of things. The car, things that had to do with her and Enrique. I had specifically told Enrique, I no longer want your mother in the picture if she cannot respect my wishes as a mother and my boundaries as a mother and respect my child, she won't be a part at all.
How is she not respecting your child?
There's been too many things. Smoking.
Were you smoking around the baby?
Nope.
That's not
Not
true.
at all.
She even broke into our house with her son.
How did you get into their house?
Oh, the gate's open. The
But-
gate's open.
So you walked in through the gate.
Sometimes
Did you,
they don't lock
ma'am,
it.
did you go into their home
Not
without their
inside the
permission?
house.
She opened our sliding
Not at-
door.
It was open.
So,
It was-
ma'am, so that's what I'm asking you.
You know,
said the
'cause
sliding door.
It was broken.
Listen, I'm asking you a question. So you walked into their house?
No, I
Through
did
this-
not walk in the house.
How did you know the
They
sliding
have-
door?
they have a-
Stop. How do you know the sliding door was broken and could open?
Enrique would open it.
So
They won't lock
you're
it.
saying you didn't go into their house without their
No.
permission? That never happened.
No.
You're saying you never smoked in front of the baby? That never happened.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
And you don't say nothing about him
Stop.
smoking weed.
Stop.
In front of your baby.
So has she had a relationship with your child at all?
We did. We once had a relationship. And I would bring the baby over there all the time. When we would go to all of our appointments, she was there for every single appointment.
So is she allowed to see her grandson?
Not anymore,
No,
no.
my diabetes is contagious.
What?
What do you mean by
Yes.
that?
What does that even mean?
My son had told me that Erica had said that the reason because of my diabetes, she didn't want the baby around me to see that.
That's not true, Your
Okay,
Honor.
and he wouldn't answer my phone call. They even changed their number.
Long story short, there was a breakdown, and clearly at some point you tell her she cannot visit her grandchild anymore, and the two of you have a falling out. Do you speak now? Or are you not on speaking
I
terms?
haven't seen my grandson
In how long?
about 2 months, I say.
It's actually
I mean,
been
I
longer.
was there for her from the beginning. And I wouldn't expect this from them too. Because I was good to them, no matter what. We had our ups and downs. Everybody does. I mean, I had my older daughter, I can't see my grandkids because of my diabetes also.
So your older daughter, you're saying you can't see your grandkids
For
because...
the same thing, because I'm diabetic.
Do you really think
she
that's
says
the
it's
reason,
contagious.
ma'am?
Yes.
First, it isn't
It's not
contagious. And
exactly.
second, she's telling all these other reasons, and then I find out that your older daughter won't let you see the grandkids, and I'm just wondering what's going on here. Why don't you speak to your mom anymore?
Just because of the
Erica.
problems. When she was pregnant, we even gave her boundaries or rules that I told her. And I told her straight up, because I was a mama's boy, yes.
Which you wanted to have rules in my house, your rules in my house. I don't think so.
No.
Go ahead, sir.
And then, so I was fed up with it. I met my girlfriend now. She changed me. So
Yeah,
I
changed
I
you.
stood
Stop.
up.
Go
I
ahead.
stood up. I finally stood up to my mom, just because the reason why she wasn't respecting her. So we told her the few boundaries, the rules: no taking our son anywhere without our permission, especially in a car. It's just not safe, especially since you don't have a license.
Yes.
You don't either.
You don't
Yes,
have
he
a
does.
license?
I just got my license.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So-
but back
Okay.
then you didn't have
Ma'am,
it.
do you understand that this is their child? Do you understand that? The things they're saying seem really reasonable.
I couldn't even walk my grandson to the store in a cart, one of those little
What happened with the
strollers.
bottle?
The bottle. That's where I stopped it.
Coming up, what's a mother to do?
Her and her daughter decided to give my son half a sugar to an infant, and I will not put up with that.
But that doesn't mean you got to take him away from me.
I'm
Erica.
taking him away from you, Norma, because of your actions and the
No,
way you
because of your
present
actions,
yourself.
too.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Plaintiff Norma Garcia says her son knows the money she gave him for a car was a loan. Defendants Erica Argueta and Enrique Armejo say the car was a gift and they owe nothing.
Her and her daughter decided to give my son half a sugar, half a water, and her daughter even admitted this to me.
Plain water.
Sugar water to an infant, a 3-month-old baby, and I will not put up with that. He asked me to try with his mother one more time, so I'm put literally
Were
in
you
the middle.
breastfeeding at the time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, and I would pump a bottle if she wanted it, sometimes. But if he's already been fed, I don't want to overfeed him.
I gave him plain water.
Okay.
But I told her not to. That's the point.
And she told you that she didn't want you to do that?
No, she said it after.
Okay.
That's not true.
Yes.
I see where there are some problems here.
Yep, a lot.
What proof do you have that, I mean, I'm still back to square one here. What proof do you have that this car, the money you spent on the car was a loan and not a gift? What proof do you have of that?
It's verbal.
So you have no proof
Not on me. No.
that this was, no, I don't want to hear not on me. You knew you were coming to
No,
court
because
today.
it was cash. It was cash.
Right.
He knows it was not a gift. It was not given
That's
to him.
not what he's saying, though. It's not about what he knows. It's about what he's saying in court today. And he's saying that you bought him that car, and only after you purchased it for him, you said, I want you to pay me back for this car.
No, it was before I even gave the guy the cash.
And it sounds like there's a complete breakdown now between the two of you, and you've decided to file a lawsuit as a result.
I don't see my grandson. Enrique doesn't go to my house. He's changed a lot.
And you think he's changed because of her?
Yes.
I see a young man in front of me who, I think has some growing up to do, has to make some better decisions, but I see a person with a lot of potential. I have a lot of 22-year-olds that come in here and it's straight attitude. I don't get that from this young man. And I have to tell you, he seems like a pretty well put together young man for 22 years old. And for everything that he's been through in his life, 10 years in the system.
Well, he's like that because you gotta let them go.
I mean, you say he's changed. Some people change for the better.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
I know you don't like Erica.
No, I'm not saying I don't like her.
Well,
I'm not saying I don't like her.
Well, there are some issues. There are obviously some issues, but I have to say, you got to stop talking when I'm talking. I'm not the 22-year-old kids. She seems like a young mother who's trying to do the right thing with her kids.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
She's asking for people not to smoke around them.
Thank you.
Don't feed the baby sugar and water.
Thank you.
I don't understand what the problem is. Wouldn't you want, if she were your daughter, wouldn't you want her to be the type of mother she is right now?
Thank you.
That she's trying to be?
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't see what these real issues are that you have with them.
They just don't want to be around me.
And for some reason you don't understand why. I'm going to tell you now, ma'am, it's not because you have diabetes.
Exactly.
It's not. No,
exactly.
I'm not making a joke. Because I want you to understand that, and maybe you'll understand it. Maybe you'll understand it coming from me. I really and truly believe that their decision not to have their child around you has nothing. Let me just ask. Do you not want your child to be around her because she has diabetes?
I never said that, Your Honor.
But that doesn't mean you got to take him away from me.
I'm taking him away from you, Norma, because of your actions and the way you present yourself. No, because of your actions, too. I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Miss...
I'm sorry after that.
I thought when you wrote in your complaint and you told me everything about your son and Erica, and they're not letting you see their grandchild, I just don't see two mean people who just want to make you angry and want to make your life miserable, and they're taking this child away from you just to punish you. I just don't see it. There's obviously an issue there, and one of the things is you don't listen. You don't listen. You already have your mind made up. You already have your mind made up about things.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
I don't want it to be this way for the rest of your grandchild's life, but you have to respect a mother's wishes with how she wants her child to be taken care of if they're if you're visiting or if they're visiting you.
Yes.
That's it. It seems to be really simple. Just do what she asks. If it's in the best interest of the child and you can visit your grandchild. You're shaking your head no. Then that's on you. Then that's on you. You'll never understand. If you don't get it today, you're never going to get it. having kids in and out of the system for half of their lives, you should know I should do something different this time around.
I changed.
I'm not convinced that when you bought this car that you weren't buying it as a gift for him, and that this lawsuit and these allegations are something that you thought of after the fact. Judgment in this case for the defendants. Good luck.
Today on Judge Faith, parenting never stops, even when facing your own daughter in court.
We come to her mother, who loves her daughter, who's supposed to be there for her daughter, to help in times of need.
They fail to realize that I can't pay their bills.
She has been able to help with money. That should be a gift. It's not a loan. That's not what family does for family.
Is this a case of tough love?
I think she feels entitled.
Or a mother's spite?
I don't think he's good enough for my daughter. As a matter of fact, he's still married to another woman.
You are a 34-year-old grown man. Here's a news flash.
Right.
No one else was put on this earth to take care of you. You take care of yourself.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Shelley Perry says the money she gave to support her adult daughter, boyfriend, and their children was a loan. She is suing for $4,220. Defendant Kayla Palmer and Jason Hughes say they owe mom nothing. They are countersuing for $5,000 for emotional damage and defamation of character.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Perry versus Hughes and Palmer.
Thank you, Barbara. Shelley Perry.
Right.
You are suing the defendants Jason Hughes and Kayla Palmer for $4,220. You say they owe you for unpaid loans, utility bills, grocery money, car rental fees, and incidental expenses?
Right.
And you are countersuing for $5,000 for defamation of character and emotional damage?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll start with you, Ms. Perry. Tell me what's going on here.
First, I just want to say that I love my daughter, and I hate that we're here.
Ms. Palmer is your daughter?
Yes. When Kayla was 5, she went through some very traumatic things in her life. And as a result of that, I parented her out of guilt. So I tried to give her everything growing up. I did give her everything growing up. And so now as an adult, I think she feels entitled. The gentleman beside her is her boyfriend of 4 years. I do not like him. He knows that.
It's true, Your Honor.
It is true. He doesn't like me either. You know, I don't think he's good enough for my daughter. As a matter of fact, he's still married to another woman.
How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 24.
24? Okay. Are you still married, sir?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Legally.
Legally, yes. It's about the only way you can be married.
Okay. They've been separated for 5 years.
I want to be there as her parent and friend on one hand and help her with everything she needs. But I also want to
What
be
does
her...
she need help with? What do you mean?
He cannot provide for her or my 2 grandsons, one of which is his.
How old are your kids, ma'am?
2 and 3. I was 6 weeks pregnant when we met, so he ended up staying with me through that pregnancy and raised and is still raising another man's child on top of his.
We had one after
I got
met
pregnant
her.
6 weeks after I had my first child.
And was the second pregnancy a planned pregnancy?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, it was.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 34.
You say you're 24 years old. Do you work?
No, I have a heart disease. It keeps me from working. I have to take medicine for it every day because of it. I've been going to doctors nonstop. They're trying to find out what's wrong. They're telling me that if I have surgery done at such a young age, that I'll need a pacemaker later on in life. So it's something that's physically, literally stopping me in my place. So I rely on him to bring in everything.
It keeps her from working, but it doesn't keep her from going to Worlds of Fun and to the flea market and shopping.
I can do every
You have a
day.
heart disease. You say it keeps you from working, but it did not keep you from having 2 kids, right?
After I had my 2 kids is when my heart disease started.
Do you work, sir? What do you do for a
Well,
living?
actually, I'm in between jobs right now.
He's in between jobs all the time.
Unfortunately, I have had some bad luck.
No, there's not any luck. He quit a good paying job
It
to
is not-
take a job under the table,
No.
which did not pan out.
What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? I work in
That's not
factories.
true.
I'm an order picker. I go to wherever with the jobs, demand for me to go. I have worked for 4 years. I've taken care of a child that wasn't mine. That should be respected in a mother's eyes, I believe, for a daughter, to have that kind of love shown to her. She has been able to help with money. That should be a gift. It's not a loan. That's not what family does for family. That's how I feel. If my daughter or son needed something, I wouldn't say, hey, this is a loan, you will pay it back and demand it. When she knows what kind of financial struggle that we are in.
You seem to want a pat on the back for the choices that you're making.
Right.
You made a decision with a 21-year-old who just had a baby, get pregnant while you're married to someone else, and clearly you're having problems taking care of 2 kids.
Right.
What about that do you think is a good idea?
Nothing was a good idea, but the paths were already chosen. I chose to stay with her out of love. Yes, a second child came about from this, and yes, I do struggle for...
No, you chose to have a second child.
Right, well, we chose to have a second child, which is not a bad thing.
Because he was jealous that she had a child by another man.
No.
That's why they planned a second
And you're
one.
still married. Why are you still married?
I'm still married because I haven't had the money to pay for a divorce.
$150.
$150 now. Now, when you are paying rent, when you are paying utilities, I didn't have an
She's
extra.
helped with bills. He has provided nonstop for me and 2 children this whole entire time.
Let me explain something to you, ma'am. You can defend him all you want to, but this man has made a choice to stay married the entire time the 2 of you have been together, to have a child with you. I'm just trying to tell you, he is not a prince among men. So you can keep defending him all you want to, but I'm just letting you know.
Coming up on Judge Faith, will this family be able to compromise?
They use the boys as pawns against me. If I don't help them, and they'll withhold them from me.
Right, because she talks down on me like, well, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Well, I don't have...
Why can't you get a second job to provide for his family?
Plaintiff Shelley Perry alleges that she made loans to her daughter and her boyfriend, and they refused to make minimum payments. Defendant Kayla Palmer and Jason Hughes say the money was a family gift, and they don't need to repay.
What is your current status now in terms of where you live and who's taking care of what responsibilities?
We live in a house. I take care of them. I fell behind on bills. These magical words as loans.
Excuse me, sir. Do you rent or own right now?
I rent.
They're being
how much is
evicted
your
Friday.
Are you being evicted on
Yes, I'm
Friday?
being
Okay, so
evicted.
you're not taking care of the bills and responsibility.
Right.
All right.
That's because I haven't been able to. We come to her mother, who loves her daughter, who's supposed to be there for her daughter, to help in times of need.
They fail to realize that I can't pay their bills.
You say over the course of several years you have given your daughter loans that she has failed to repay?
Yes.
Years?
Okay, tell me about that.
Every time she calls me, I feel guilty, so I go running. After she had the kids, it was even harder. They use the boys as pawns against me. If I don't help them, it's, well, you're not gonna see any more money back until the boys benefit from you. And they'll withhold them from me.
Right, because she talks down on me like, well, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Well, I don't have
Why can't you get a second job to provide for his family?
Hold on a second. I mean, you can understand how her daughter's 24 years old.
Right.
She has 2 kids.
Right.
And you all are being evicted on Friday and will have no place to live. You can understand why she'd be a little upset, can't you?
Yeah, I can see why she was a little upset.
Okay. And what you should not do is hold these kids against her if that's what you've been doing. That's what you shouldn't do.
And I don't.
They have to realize I am on a fixed income. I have a place. I can't have anybody else live with me.
The only reason why I would ask her to stay with her is because she's the only person in this world I have. I have no other family besides the man I'm with. And then when he can't provide because he also has another child that he takes care of as well, on top of that, I ask the only other person I have.
Only
which
the
is
thing
her.
is, he is not taking care of that other child either.
I pay child support, Your Honor.
So are your wages being garnished, sir?
Yes.
Okay, they don't come and garnish your wages unless you're not paying child support. So at some point, your wages started being garnished for failure to pay child support. How much
Right.
are they taking out a
Right.
month?
How much they take out a month?
Yes. They take
$450.
Over the last 3 months, you say you've given your daughter over $1,800 in cash. Do you have proof of that?
Yes, ma'am, I
May I
do.
see it, please? And you say that this was not something that you ever promised to pay in any specific period of time, but it was your intention to pay your mother back.
I wanted to pay her back, of course, but if I couldn't, I never expected it to come to this.
What was the conversation when you gave her this money? What was the agreement between the two of you with respect to the money?
Oh, we had several conversations. The first one, I sat down with both of them. She had found a little car, and she needed a car. So she asked me for $950 to go buy this little used car. I gave it to her. She went to go buy the car. The guy had sold it. So instead of giving me the money back, she used it.
On
Spent it.
bills.
What was the conversation? Did you promise that you would pay her back?
I told her I'd give her what I could when I could. It wasn't never ever anything set in stone. It was never wrote down, nothing like that.
It doesn't have to be written down for it to be an agreement. It can be orally made.
And that's not true. We had a plan. I didn't expect, $100 a month from them, knowing their situation. I just wanted them to pay the minimum payments to get it paid off.
And when she came with us the first payment and he had just lost his job, we weren't able to
He
give
didn't
it
just
to
lose his
him.
job, he quit his job. As a matter of fact, I was actually at her house that day.
What did he
when
tell you?
He was working through a temp service and he found a better deal, job under the table, paying more money. So he called them and literally quit.
What was the better job that he told you about?
It was another physical labor type of position, getting $500 a week with no taxes or anything taken out.
Is that true? You were going to be paid in cash?
Yes. Now, the thing was this. I didn't quit my job. My assignment was over. And I was telling her, because she had happened to come down for the weekend to visit the kids, one of maybe 3 times since they've been alive. I had other options that I was looking into. And that there was something that was paying cash, construction type job that I was going to look into as far as getting money back flowing into the house.
And that hasn't worked out?
That didn't work out.
If he had a high school diploma, maybe it would work out a little better.
Okay, so we made mistakes when we were younger, but we're trying to learn from them now.
Right. Just because of a mistake you made when you were 18 years old does not mean you should be judged now because of how you thought then.
Well, let me tell you something. It's never too late to get a GED or do whatever you need to do or get an education to improve upon your own lives. So it's never too late for that if that's something that you want to pursue.
Coming up on Judge Faith, Faith gives a piece of her mind.
She's not the person that you think she is. She does get money other places.
She doesn't need her money is what you're saying.
It's not that she doesn't need her money. I know that she needs her money.
She should help.
She gets $950 a month in this country that is living at the poverty level. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And she's giving you all of this money to help take care of you and your kids.
Plaintiff Shelley Perry says the money she gave to her daughter and boyfriend was a loan. Defendants Kayla Palmer and Jason Hughes say the money was a gift and they owe mom nothing.
What's your monthly income, ma'am?
Under $700 a month. I pay my rent. I have a car payment.
Do you live by yourself?
I live by myself. I pay my cable, my phone.
She also gets money from her ex-husband and my grandfather and everything else.
I get $250 from my ex-husband for a property settlement through our divorce.
So that's only about $950 a month?
Right.
And how are you all supporting yourself right now? Are you on any kind of government assistance?
I receive food stamps to help, but that's it.
Prior to this 2 to 3 week period of you being out of work, what were you making a week?
I would want to say maybe $250 a week.
So at some point, your wages started being garnished for failure to pay child support. How much are they taking out a month?
Take
$450 for one child.
Yeah, that he doesn't even get to see.
That has not been for the past year.
No, I don't get to see him, but that's still my responsibility.
Why? And why don't you get to see your child?
That's because I don't live around him. I live 10 hours away.
Okay, so that's a choice that you make to live where you live, right? And your mother is here. She gets $950 a month in this country that is living at the poverty level. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And she's giving you all of this money to help take care of you and your kids.
Yes,
what do you have to say about what she said to you in court today?
She's not the person that you think she is. She does get money other places. She's not.
I'm not asking you about what other sources of income she has. I'm asking you about what she has done for you to bring you to this place today.
She has helped us out. She's helped us out quite a few times, but she does have other sources, other people. That's why I feel like it's almost like okay
so
to
she
speak
doesn't
with her
she
about
doesn't
it.
need her money is what you're saying.
It's not that she doesn't need her money. I know that she needs her money.
She should help.
See,
She should help.
No, let me tell you
Is these
something.
not her grandkids? Are they not your grandchildren?
Sir, let me explain something to you. You are a 34-year-old grown man. Here's a news flash.
Right.
No one else was put on this earth to take care of you. You take care of yourself. Hear what you think she should do. There is nothing that she should be doing for you.
Right. Well, let me rephrase. It shouldn't be she should, but it shouldn't be a problem if she does.
And it hasn't been a problem, sir. Apparently, it has not been a problem. What's your counterclaim about?
Emotional distress. She calls me names. She calls me names. Emotional distress. Defamation of character.
How has she defamed your character?
Perfect example is right here.
No, it's not about what's. This is court.
Perfect
Tell me what she's done to
is,
defame your character.
You can't find a job. That's talking down on me. She called the police one night because she had fell asleep and didn't answer the phone. You know, things like that happen because I got with her daughter and we had a planned pregnancy and I haven't had the money for a divorce, but I'm still a father who stayed with 2 children, struggling, being there for her daughter when she wasn't. For 4 years, we've came to her for help here and there, but I'm the one who has taken care of her daughter for the 4 years and got her out of the
You're
house.
not taking care of her. You're being evicted on Friday. So you're not doing a great job.
But, okay, well, I mean, sometimes things do come to an end. But what can I do? Me and her argue because, you know, that's her mother. It causes me loss of sleep.
if anything, the emotional distress is on me. Yes. Not on them.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
In these cases, whenever I have families come in and the issue is whether something is a loan or a gift or what the agreement has been, it doesn't have to be writing, but the burden of proof is still the same. You still have to come in and prove to me that these items were a loan. And what I find is a lot of the things you've listed for incidental expenses, groceries, utility bills, I find that some of those things, obviously, you were doing to help your daughter, as any mother would do.
Right.
But she has admitted that some of these items were, in fact, loans that she promised to repay you.
Right.
On your counterclaim for defamation of character, sir, this should come as no surprise to you, 0. For emotional damage, 0. Let me tell you something. I understand you may have had your feelings hurt, but that is not defamation of character. You understand? All right. You seem to want to come into court and you want to get a pat on the back for doing
No,
what
I'm
you're
just stating facts.
No, I don't want you to interrupt me right now, though. You seem to want to get a pat on the back for doing the things you're supposed to do anyway as a decent human being and as a father. So you don't get extra credit for doing the things that you're supposed to do anyway. But I do know one thing, based on what you said today, putting aside everything she said, based on what you said today, I'm telling you, you need to do better. And stop making excuses. Let me tell you something, ma'am. I'm just going to give you a little piece of advice because these are personal choices. You're a grown woman. You're 24 years old. These are the choices that you're making. But I'm telling you right now, if he wanted to be divorced and marry you, he'd do it. I'm not wishing doom on your relationship, but when he's gone, Mom is going to be the one that's going to be there. Like you said, she's the only one you have. That's something I want you to think about. All right? Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff. $1,854.29 in the unpaid loans. I'm ordering you to pay her back that money. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck.
Today on Judge Faith, these two motorists run into each other, but one just wants to run away.
All of a sudden, bam! And I just see this big red car just literally like ripping my door. It's like just crunching it all up, and I'm yelling, "Stop! What are you doing? Stop!"
It didn't seem like it was much damage, so I kept on going.
Let me make sure I understand this. You were able to assess the damage to his vehicle while you were still driving as you hit his door?
And later, this couple met online and married in Hawaii.
Was it a dating site or was it like a social media type of site?
I think it was MySpace.
Oh, MySpace, okay. Yeah. This was back in the 80s then, no, I'm just kidding.
But now it's paradise lost.
I was constantly supporting us throughout our marriage.
That's what a lot of spouses have to do sometimes.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Alexander Perryman says that he was sitting in his car when the defendant hit him and then kept on driving. He is suing for damages to his vehicle. He is joined in court by friend Antoine Hubbard. Defendant Michael Williams says the accident was the plaintiff's fault since he left his car door wide open. He's countersuing for harassment, pain and suffering, and lost wages.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, this case is Perryman versus Williams.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, Mr. Alexander Perryman.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Michael Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
For $2,352 for damages to your vehicle you say he caused as a result of a car accident?
Yes, indeed. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll start with you, Mr. Perryman. What's going on here?
Well, good morning to you, Judge, or afternoon. Sorry. Sorry about that. On June 15th, I go to a friend's house, my friend Pat. He was throwing a Father's Day picnic and took my children with me, having a great time, you know, a lot of great laughs, food, drinks, that sort of thing. As the evening got on, pretty much about 12 or 1 o'clock, everyone started to leave.
In the morning?
Yes, in the morning.
Okay.
12, 1 o'clock in the morning, everyone started to leave.
That's not true.
Everyone started to leave about 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, Your Honor. And what ended up happening was I go to my car. I'm a music producer, been doing it for 23 years. I wanted to basically show my brother some music that I've been working on. So I go to my car, get inside of it, start it up, that sort of thing. Couldn't find the song that I was looking for. So went ahead and turned my car off, checked my mirrors, just to make sure if anybody was coming down the street or anything like that, because I was going to get out of the car. Opened the car door slightly, not too much, and all of a sudden, bam! You know, there's this crash. I look up to my left, I'm startled because I'm scared, I don't know what's going on, and I just see this big red car just literally like ripping my door. It's like just crunching it all up, ripping it all up, just steady going, and I'm yelling, "Stop, what are you doing? Stop!" And I mean, the window is down on Mike Williams' truck. I mean, clearly.
Did you see him in the car at that point?
Yeah, I seen him in the car.
Did you know him?
I was introduced to him earlier in that day.
Okay.
My brother's house.
Okay. Like I said, I'm in the car, I'm yelling at him, "Stop, stop, what are you doing?" You know, and he's steady going. I mean, he didn't hear me. He didn't have any headlights on or anything. I mean, he's steady going. I mean, just steady moving.
Not true.
And I mean, everyone that was there at the party, they seen it. I mean, everyone is saying, you know, looking like in amazement, like, what is going on here? He never stopped. He never came back. And he kept going on. So at this
he kept
point,
driving. So he left the party?
Yes, he left the party.
Okay, so what happened?
That's not true.
Okay.
I left the party, right? When his door was wide open.
Definitely
wide
true.
open.
So you saw
pitch
his
black
door?
on the block. No, it didn't. It's pitch black on the block.
It's not.
It's only like one car go down the street.
Okay, sir, you said his door was wide open.
Wide open.
So you saw his door before you hit it then?
No, I didn't.
How do you know his door was wide open? Excuse me, sir.
So I got
How do
up
you
on
know
it.
his
So I
door
got
was
up on the
wide
car.
open? I'm sorry?
I got up on the car. It's wide open.
Okay, and so you tried to slow down to avoid hitting the door?
No, I was going past already. I couldn't slow down. I was letting the car roll. I couldn't slow down.
Okay,
it happened already.
So you hit
it happened
his
already.
car.
I didn't realize until I heard it.
Okay, and so what did you do after you realized you hit his car?
It's like it didn't seem like it was much damage, so I kept on going.
So you just kept going.
It wasn't much damage
So
to the
you
car.
were able to.
It wasn't much damage to the car.
What type of sense does this make?
Let me make sure I understand this. You were able to assess
I didn't hear no
the
sound like
damage.
you're saying. All that
Hold on a
noise said.
second. You were able to assess the damage to
No.
his vehicle
No,
while
ma'am.
you were still driving
No,
as
ma'am.
you hit
No,
his
ma'am.
door?
No.
And so that's why
No.
you kept going?
No. I didn't realize I hit his door.
How long had you been at this party?
About an hour.
And had you been
Oh,
drinking?
that's not true, Your Honor.
A couple beers.
That's
What
not
did you-
true.
Hold on a
Couple
second.
beers.
That's what everyone says, by the way, when they've been drinking and they get in
I
the
ain't
car
been
and
to my
drive.
daughter's game all day.
Everyone
Yeah.
says they've only had 2 drinks. No one has ever had more than 2 drinks.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Thank you. So,
Who's your witness today?
my witness is my brother Antoine. He was there with me.
Can you step up, sir?
Yeah.
You wasn't even out there.
What'd you say, boy?
You wasn't even out there.
He was
man.
definitely out
wasn't.
there.
I know
Okay,
when I
can you
got
tell
there
me-
about 10 o'clock, you was still
Miss-
there.
Mr. Hubbard, speak to me.
Yes,
please.
ma'am.
What did you witness?
I witnessed him coming around the corner. He didn't have on no headlights.
Not
do
true.
you
Not
have your
true. My
headlights
headlights on
on?
auto. They on auto all the time, so it comes on automatically.
It was
That's
not
not
So you're
true.
saying you did have your
Yes, ma'am.
headlights on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
When he
Yes, I did.
turned the corner,
I'll never turn my headlights
Alexander's
off.
door was
Never turn my
cracked.
headlights off. It's
He
on auto.
sideswiped his
Sir,
car.
stop interrupting, please.
He sideswiped the car, but if you look at the pictures, you'll see where he hit the door on the edge. If the door was open, he would have knocked the door all the way back if he hit the car.
Okay.
Everybody trying to flag him down and stop him.
He kept going.
Yes, he kept stopping. He
Okay.
kept on going.
Thank you, sir. You can have a seat. Thank you. Okay, let's see the photos.
Okay, now as you can see there, Your Honor, the door was not wide open at all. Like I said, he was so close to me that he opened the door. If the door was wide open,
So it kind of bent in this way.
Yes,
yeah.
it bent in this way, and
No.
then as he was moving, the door was opening wider, but it did not tear completely off.
Sir, why are you trying to describe what's in the photos? You said it was dark that night.
He was intoxicated.
And you
He
kept
was
going.
drunk.
So what would you know about the damages?
Coming up on Judge Faith, how many other car accidents has this gentleman been in?
He, in fact, recommended me to the auto body shop that I went to get the estimate.
Most people don't have a person on call that they use to
Thank you.
have estimates for car damages. So how would you have a person on call?
Let you know how many accidents this man has.
And later, Judge Faith untangles this lover's quarrel.
Miss Reese refused to change her last name to mine. It wouldn't have been such a big deal if it was her maiden name, but her last name is her ex-husband's last name.
Plaintiff Alexander Perryman is suing for damages to his car after a hit and run. Defendant Michael Williams says the accident is the fault of both parties, and he's not solely responsible.
I talked to Mr. Williams on the
Harassing
17th.
me at work.
Mr. Williams,
Excuse me, sir.
Mr.
Stop
Williams
interrupting.
openly admitted to me that it was his fault
No, I
that he
didn't.
had
That's
been
a lie.
drinking that night,
That's a
that
lie.
he hadn't even realized that he had hit my car. He didn't even realize that it happened.
Not true.
He was just that intoxicated. I mean, who drives a car and you're that drunk where you don't realize that you hit a car door and you keep going? He was drunk. And he openly admitted that that's what happened.
Not true.
So
Why do you, sir? Stop saying that's not true. You'll have an opportunity to respond in a
Thank you,
second.
Your
I
Honor.
get it. Everything he's saying is not true.
Okay.
Okay? I understand
Right,
your
Your Honor.
position, but let me hear what he has to say.
Okay.
I talked to Mr. Williams. He said that he would assess the damages. He'll pay for it out of pocket. He admitted to me that he did not want to go through his insurance because he had an accident earlier in that year where he wrecked his mother's car
Is that
because
true?
of intoxication.
No, my son did it. My son was driving.
Yes,
So did
yes.
you-
My son
were
was
you-
driving my mother's car.
Have you
I
been
was on the
arrested
passenger
for
side. No,
DUI
never,
before? Have
never.
you been stopped for DUI?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Where did you get that information from?
Right.
I got it from his brother that was also there as well.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
I got it from Patty and his brothers. I
You
would
looked
not
it up.
fabricate this.
I
Your
never
Honor.
got arrested.
You have a conversation with the defendant. He
Yes.
admits fault.
Yes, he
That
admits
he's
fault.
responsible.
Absolutely.
And then the issue came down to when you asked him for, did you submit some kind of proof of damages to him?
Well, actually, he in fact recommended me to the auto body shop that I went to get the
That's true.
estimate.
That's true.
Did you send him to your auto collision
Yes, I did.
person? Okay,
To
and
get
how
estimate
is it
for the
that
insurance
most
company.
people don't have a person on call that they use to
It's not a call.
have
It's what-
estimates for car
Thank you.
damages? So how
Thank
would you
you.
have a person on call?
Just let you know how many
I took my car
accidents
here.
this man has.
That's where I took my car to.
Just let you know how many
That's where I took
accidents
my
he
car.
had.
Okay. Mr. Williams,
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me about your counterclaim, sir. What lost wages have you suffered as a result
3
of
days
this case?
off work.
3 days?
For what?
My car was in the shop.
Okay, and
Really?
you blame the plaintiff for that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was from the hangover.
Yes. And harassment.
That's where it was from. It was from
harassment. Calling me excessive times a day. Harassment.
How was he harassing you?
At work.
Because he was calling, trying to get payment for his car?
Exactly.
That's the harassment?
That's what he's trying to do.
Okay, sir. Your counterclaim is dismissed.
You was out of town one of the
Just so you know.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Exactly. The fact that I had to call this man, I mean, it just shows his irresponsibility as a man. I mean, what are you still a kid? Are you wearing diapers or something? I mean, what's going on? I shouldn't have to check up on a grown man to actually handle his responsibility. I had insurance. Thank you very much.
So here's the deal. First of all, the fact that you're saying, well, it was minimal damage, that's why I didn't stop, I don't believe that for a second. I don't know if you had been drinking and that's why you kept going and you just didn't know what you were doing. I don't know what your reason was. Maybe perhaps you thought, he doesn't know who I am, I can just drive away and he won't be able to, he won't know. But whatever it was, it doesn't matter. You can't do that. If you hit someone's car causing them damage, the right thing to do, the stand-up thing to do is stay at the scene and address the fact of what you just did and handle your responsibility.
Thank you.
You understand?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Your Honor. Thank you.
So, judgment in this case for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,352 plus court costs.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Plaintiff Tiffany Ruiz took care of all the bills for her husband, but now that they are divorced, she'd like to be reimbursed. She is suing for $6,500. Defendant John Markham says that his ex-wife wanted to help him get his life back on track and that he shouldn't have to pay for things that they shared during the marriage.
Tiffany Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
You were suing the defendant John Markham for $6,500 for repayment of unemployment, and I'll let you explain to me what that means, court fines, and license reinstatement fees. You understand the statutory maximum in my court is $5,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as I understand it, the defendant is your ex-husband.
Yes.
And you are saying that you loaned him money before you got married and during the course of the marriage.
Yeah, I loaned him money before we were married, and then when we were at the tail end of our marriage.
Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. How did all of this happen? When did you first meet Mr. Markham?
I met Mr. Markham in 2007, I do believe, and met him on the internet, and we started dating. Everything was good. He was a very nice guy, swept me off my feet, you know, bought flowers and special things, and it was all really, really good.
What website, do you remember?
I don't.
Okay.
I actually think it was MySpace.
Oh, MySpace, okay.
Yeah.
This was back in the 80s then, no, I'm just kidding.
Kind of felt like
Long time ago.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And he had a catchy line, and I was coming off
What was the catchy line?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just remember it being the line.
Okay, the one that worked.
The one that worked,
All
that
right.
got me interested, yeah. Started dating, like I guess any couple would, go out, have a good time. He lived in Boise and I lived in Nampa, Idaho, and I guess it was just like any other kind of dating. So before we got married, he had a warrant. He had several citations that I had no idea about, wasn't something that John really kind of divulged. We got into a circumstance where he had was bringing me insurance, and he got his license and his registration ran for the truck that he was driving, and the police arrested him at that time for an outstanding warrant.
For what?
Failure to pay fines.
Okay.
He spent his 30 days, and I waited for him. But part of his contract for being released on his 30 days after his thing was to get his fines paid, because he had several that were not taken care of for a really long time. So he had to have those things taken care of in order to stay out of jail.
Well, you say you loaned him the money. How much was it?
When I looked it all up, at that time it was $2,800.
Yeah, because it's been so long. You're talking about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you're bringing this to court.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you pay for tickets? Can you tell me what the conversation was? Do you remember?
I just threw it out to her and gave her the option, you know, could you help me? If not, I understand. I will find my means to do it, but I want to get this settled and get my life in order.
And did you ask for any of this money back before you got married?
Yes, he was going to be paying it back, yes.
Was that true, sir?
To help pay her back, if any means possible, but go from there.
If you were asking, like, if there's a timeline when he was supposed to pay me back, no. He was just supposed to get a job and continue to pay me back for these particular fines.
And so you gave him all this money and you're just dating him. He's not your husband. How long have you known him at this point?
About a year.
You're also suing for loans you say you gave to him during the course of your marriage?
Correct.
Tell me about that. Where did you get married?
Hawaii.
Where did you live after you were married?
We lived in Idaho for a little while and then we moved to Hawaii.
What state is your marriage license from?
Hawaii.
Coming up, is the plaintiff only bringing up this case now because her ex has found another love?
Your husband makes a comment about how great it is to marry a sugar mama.
So where were you served?
At my in-laws' house the day before my wedding.
I couldn't find him.
Plaintiff Tiffany Ruiz says she is owed money for loans that were not a gift to her ex. Defendant John Markham says that he shouldn't have to pay for things they shared while they were married.
Part of the loans and stuff too is, I mean, John had a really hard time holding consistent jobs. Part of that reason was because he was a certified exhaust tech, a well tech, and in order to drive those cars, he had to have a license. So every time he would get the job, he would have no trouble getting the job. They would let him go because their insurance would not cover him because he had no license. So I was constantly supporting us throughout our marriage, and that was becoming an issue. So we couldn't afford to live.
That's what a lot of spouses have to do sometimes.
This was to an extreme. I mean,
if I may, I may have job jumped. I did do that, but I was always consistent about having jobs, and I never went very long without having a job or having income.
And, I have stuff here too, Your Honor, for like the W-2 showing how much unemployment John had collected because he had been unemployed for so many times. And so
you married him. I mean, you know, this is your husband that you're talking about here.
Things change. You know, when something is amazingly great and then all of a sudden you get married and your parents tell you that your husband makes a comment about how great it is to marry a sugar mama, things change, and John changed, and things that he would say and things that he would do.
Ma'am. It is, however, true that the reason that our marriage did eventually fall apart was due to the circumstances that 6 months into the marriage, Miss Reese refused to change her last name to mine, and which wouldn't have been such a big deal if it was her maiden name, but her last name is her ex-husband's last name.
And the reason I did that, Your Honor, John was never allowed to be on my bank accounts. I'm going to do that because I'm giving myself to somebody fully. And unfortunately, after we got married and I found out all these things, I wasn't going to let him on my bank accounts. I wasn't going to change my name because I didn't see the marriage as lasting.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
Why are you doing this now? Why have you brought this lawsuit now?
He stopped making payments.
And the fact that it's a little awkward to me that I had just previously gotten married. I just got married last month.
I can answer why. I couldn't find him. So I found where his wife, now wife, had posted where they were getting married and what was going on, and that was the only way I could have him served. I had no idea where he was.
Actually, at my in-laws' house the day before my wedding.
I couldn't find him.
You didn't have a prenuptial agreement, right?
No.
And you just told me that you didn't have a post-nuptial agreement. You don't have anything in writing about who will be responsible for what debts. When you're married and you're living in California, which is in a community property state, that means that there's joint ownership in your marriage. When you acquire property, that's joint ownership. The same thing applies to debt. If you wanted him to pay back this money, this should have been a part of your divorce dissolution, your divorce decree, a post-nuptial agreement. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking at this is community property debt, ma'am. I cannot order him to pay back community property debt. Unfortunately, I cannot help you. Your case is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant.